2014 was the year Shailene Woodley ran Hollywood like her rent was due, starring in every movie teens were watching, but behind the box office records and red carpet appearances, she was battling a health crisis so severe she thought her career and possibly her life might be over. Today we're exploring how Shailene became the face of young adult cinema. 2014 was strategically engineered to be Shailene Woodley's year. Divergent opened March 21st, earning $54.6 million in its opening weekend and ultimately grossing $288.9 million worldwide. 3 months later, The Fault in Our Stars debuted June 6th with $48 million opening weekend, eventually reaching $307.2 million globally. Within 90 days, Woodley anchored 2 films that collectively earned nearly $600 million. What made this remarkable was how these films attacked the same demographic from opposite angles. Divergent delivered dystopian action and franchise potential, positioning Woodley as Jennifer Lawrence's successor after the latter dominated young adult cinema in 2012 and 2013. The Fault in Our Stars weaponized emotion so effectively that critic A.O. Scott noted it sets out to make you weep, not just sniffle or choke up a little, but sob until your nose runs and your face turns blotchy. Between fighting corrupt governments and navigating terminal illness, Woodley owned every emotion teenagers could possibly need on screen. Her movies weren't just watched, they defined the year. The Fault in Our Stars' first trailer got 3 million views in under 24 hours and surpassed 15 million in 7 days. Studios mounted premium the night before Our Stars events with $25 tickets. At Comic-Con, Summit held a sold-out Hall H panel for Divergent. The film launched a franchise, while The Fault in Our Stars became a cultural phenomenon, spawning countless memes, quotes, fandoms, and soundtracks that dominated teen conversations. You couldn't escape her. Theaters, interviews, magazine covers, award shows, people joked she was acting like her rent was due every week, and the range backed it up. Critics noticed her omnipresence. Time magazine's Richard Corliss wrote that Hazel and Augustus will live in film lore because of the young actors who play them, while Richard Roeper called Woodley's performance transcendent, pure, and authentic. The cultural impact reached fever pitch when MTV announced their 2014 Movie Award social category for Best Character. Fans of Divergent and The Hunger Games engaged in one of the biggest fandom wars in internet history. The hashtag #VoteTriss versus hashtag #VoteKatniss battle saw fans skipping school to hide in bathrooms, tweeting, creating automated voting bots, and hurling insults across social media. Woodley attended the awards show on April 13th, where Triss won with 9.5 million votes to Katniss's 9.4 million, a margin of just 100,000 votes after over 18 million total votes were cast. What separated Woodley's 2014 was her refusal to stay in one lane. Between Divergent and The Fault in Our Stars, she starred in Greg Araki's White Bird in a Blizzard, an art drama thriller that premiered at Sundance. She'd also appeared in The Spectacular Now in 2013. This range let her dominate not just screens, but conversations across mainstream and film circles. Stephen Ray of the Philadelphia Inquirer praised how Woodley balances grace with gravity, wit with heart in The Fault in Our Stars, while critics noted in Divergent that she was like a walking empathy battery, wide open emotionally, easy to read, and enormously appealing. In White Bird in a Blizzard, critic Moira MacDonald commended her low-key, natural, and utterly unaffected performance. This emotional accessibility became her signature, but that openness came at a devastating price. What audiences didn't know, Woodley was secretly, desperately ill. Years later, she revealed to the New York Times that while filming the Divergent series, she was very, very sick, with a deeply personal, very scary physical situation. The illness was so severe, she faced an existential question. Would she survive, let alone continue acting? What made 2014 so devastating was that she had to perform health and strength while her body betrayed her. In Divergent, she's running, fighting, doing her own stunts. In The Fault in Our Stars, she's playing a character afflicted with cancer while secretly wondering if she'd survive her own unnamed condition. The irony was cruel. During a Vanity Fair career retrospective, Woodley recalled a near-catastrophic stunt accident.
Grabbed the train handle, but my boot got stuck in one of the cracks of the platform I was running on, and I had 0.1 seconds to decide whether I was going to dislocate my shoulder or just fall full sprint onto my head.
She fell face forward and finished shooting that day.
That was at the phase in my life where I was like, I have to be a hero all the time. I can't ever ask for help.
Woodley later admitted to Bustle she'd internalized a brutal narrative. Everything is dependent on my ability to be aware, responsible, accountable, knowledgeable, and professional. She was 22 years old, leading 2 major franchises and slowly collapsing. I was in a place where I had no choice but to just surrender and let go of my career. She turned down major roles that went to peers who went on to a lot of success. By late 2015, Woodley hit rock bottom. When Jean-Marc Vallée wanted her for Big Little Lies, she was preparing to walk away entirely. Then Laura Dern called, telling her, "What I see in you, Shay, is your purpose. At least in this moment in your life, is to be a storyteller." Woodley returned, and Big Little Lies became the project that made her fall in love with acting again. As part of an ensemble cast, she played young single mom Jane Chapman, earning Emmy and Golden Globe nominations. Woodley survived. She's now on the other side of it. She recalled her parents' 3 rules for her childhood acting career: stay the person they knew she was, do good in school, and have fun.
Today, it's so easy to kind of get lost in career or success or these notions that we put in our mind of what success means and lose the fun in it. And at the end of the day, it's all make-believe. And
2014 wasn't just the year Shailene Woodley dominated young adult cinema. It was the year she almost lost herself entirely. Her story isn't just about Hollywood success. It's about the invisible price of that success and the courage it takes to finally say, "I'm not okay and I need to heal." This is Ladies First, watching women in movies. Here, we empower women by reviewing and discussing films that highlight their stories, struggles, and achievements. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share your thoughts in the comments.